Hello, my name is Kristyn Cathey, and thank you for tuning in to ImpactED, the official podcast for Alief ISD. I am so excited to be here today with three amazing individuals who are really pushing the needle forward with our student-led businesses, and we will begin with Erica today. Thank you.
So my name is Erica Santillan. I am the CTE Program Manager here in Alief ISD. I'm one of two. And then to my right, I have Mr. Darrell Hawkins and Miss Stephanie Masaryk. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I'm Darrell Hawkins. I am the CTE instructor. I run the RAM stop at Elsik High School.
And my name is Stephanie Masaryk. I'm the Hastings CTE Business Instructor, and I run the Hastings School Store Bare Necessities.
Wonderful. So one of the things that I really love about Alief ISD is all the opportunities, of course, that we provide for our students. Literally, where we're sitting right now is an experience for our kids in a podcast area where our kids are helping to host and to produce and record and all those great things. So, of course, you all are here today to talk about something that I think is just so important. I've been in two other school districts. I've never seen anything like what we have here in Alief ISD. So, when we talk about CCMR, right, like that's a term that comes up a lot. College, career, military readiness. Mm-hmm. So when we think about the opportunities that we provide here in Alief and we're talking about career, that's something that you guys really are helping to develop in our students. So Erica, I'm gonna start a little bit with you. If you can kind of tell our audience a little bit about what you do and how that really ties into the career piece of what we want for our children by the time they leave Alief.
Perfect. So my job as a program manager is basically to reach out to all the programs that I oversee and make sure that our teachers have all the tools that they need to make their class fun, interactive, engaging. We really strive to make CTE more than just reading books like your core curriculum classes and things like that. Career readiness comes from real life experiences. Mm-hmm. So we really try our best to dip into interactive curriculum, practicums, things that can get students with they're on their feet, hands moving. It's not just reading a book or looking at a presentation, something that they can physically do. We even go further than that, and we integrate like internships where they actually go outside of the school and they're working outside at local businesses. Anything to give them that real world experience to kind of tie in everything that they're learning in the classroom and kind of bring it to life. So those are real skills that they're establishing in high school, putting them that much further than their peers maybe at other campuses or other districts. I like to say it's not a competition, but I really feel like Alief is just so much further ahead than other districts. Yes. CTE is something we really, really just, we put all of our heart and soul into it. And speaking with our teachers here today, I think you'll see it. We're very, very invested in our kids. Yes. And we love to see them succeed. And that's what we're all here for.
That's wonderful. So this is a great segue because you were talking about our students getting life experience outside of the classroom. So I'm going to start with Darrell here because, of course, I know that, we talk about trajectory, right? And many people don't always go the traditional educational route saying that, when I graduated from high school, I knew I wanted to be a teacher and I majored in education, so on and so forth. Right. So I'm going to start with Darrell and then move on to Stephanie and even Erica, chime in if you will, to talk a little bit about your trajectory to this place and how it really helps to guide how you focus and deal with your kids.
Well, I think the most important thing is that we are integrating being ready to work in the real world with education. I grew up, both of my parents were educators at the college level. My dad was a principal. My mother was the dean of the business department at Prairie View. And education was always put first. I grew up knowing I was going to go to college. Now in this generation, it's being so much focused on just working. Mm-hmm. And I do believe they need to have those skills. But we also need to make sure that we continue to not take away the importance of education.
Right.
And so by being able to combine what we're doing by having the school store and giving them real life working experiences, yes, also along with letting them know how that intertwines with the importance of having education, certification and things, it makes them more marketable.
Yes.
And that's the thing that we're trying to do. I've been blessed and been fortunate enough to work in some very good school districts, Fort Bend ISD and Katy ISD, but neither one of them have what we have. Mm-hmm. It's not even close. And I remember interviewing with Jennifer, and the main thing when she mentioned running a store and starting a store here, that was the thing that put me over the top, because I really felt that we could do something to get the kids where they didn't have to leave and go work outside, which is great, because I've done co-op. I'm pretty sure you've done it too as well. But to be able to have our hands on working with them, and then not only they grow, but the students around them get to see them working in a real work environment.
Yes.
So it's not only teaching the ones that we have in our classroom, but it's also teaching the other students as well.
That's wonderful. And you mentioned Jennifer. So for our audience who may not know who Jennifer is, who's Jennifer?
She's the boss.
Yes.
She is our.
Hopefully she's watching. She knows this.
She is our CTE director.
That's right. With amazing experience, nearly 40 years experience, of course, in the business. So she is great.
Yes.
So Stephanie, what do you think?
I mean, Darrell put it very well said. Besides, like I said, education, of course, is number one, but giving that real world experience. My students, they're running an actual business. They're taking in currency. They're taking in, we accept cash, card, tap now. And, students will come in and say, well, can I pay tomorrow? Do you go into Walmart and ask, can I pay tomorrow? No,
Right.
we're an actual functioning business. And my students are getting this experience, this hands-on personal experience of checking out customers, customer service,
Right.
Inventory. If we run out of a product, we need to go ahead and restock it. If we run into an issue, how do we resolve the issue? Problem solving. These are all things that they could bring out into the real life, not just in their jobs, but in their personal life as well.
I mean, I'm excited you said tap. There's some big name businesses, I won't say them, but they don't take tap.
Right.
Like
Right.
these kids are obviously I think it also again speaks to how forward thinking we are in A-Leaf, right? Like understanding that yes, currency, it's important for them to know it, because we've been many places and you give someone a 20 for something that is like $10.50 and then, okay, well, let me get my phone out and figure out.
Yep.
Your students understand that is still important.
And when you have a room full of people, a store full of
Yes.
people, and you're trying to get them in and out because they have to go to lunch, they have
That's
to go to
right.
class. You need to be able to, think on your feet. You can't
Yes.
put out the calculator.
No, you can't. And I don't know if any of you have ever worked retail before. I worked at McDonald's for a very short period of time. When I was 16, I was like, you know what? This drive-thru ain't for me. Let me go ahead and make sure I get my degree. And then I think I probably worked at Victoria's Secret and several other places, in the
Right.
mall.
Yeah.
So I think that this is a great experience for our kids, even though you did talk about co-op, right? But then thinking about kids that may not have a ride to work. Of course, we're on the southwest side of Houston. So kids do need some sort of transportation. I think even having a store is a safety mechanism, because
Definitely.
the kids are able to get that experience here
Without having to leave.
Exactly,
Yes.
without having to leave. I think that's important for our audience to be able to know that these are real stores. This is just not, just something that's like for
Yeah.
fun, which fun can happen, right?
To show you how real our store is. So Stephanie, if you
Oh,
could share
yes.
what our revenue was.
Oh, yes.
I did some research. So, little backstory. I've been at A-Leaf, I've been at Hastings for about 12, 13 years. And I didn't start in the store. So a wonderful man, Mark Thames, he had the store, but it wasn't functioning to its full potential. So I was asked in 2020 during COVID to ask if I wanted to take it over. And I love creativity. I love to, it's during COVID. So I was like, I love crickets and all this, like creating shirts and things like that. So I was like, okay, yes. And we started and it was only cash. It was cash register, old school cash register.
Yes.
So we could only take cash. It was basically only staff. We didn't have a lot of merchandise. We only had what Mr. Thames had. So our first year in 2020 to 2021, we ended the school year with about $3,300 in sales.
Wow.
Again, cash only.
Cash only,
During
right.
COVID, okay, it's a first year. And then the next year, we upped our point of sale systems, and we were able to take credit cards. So our next school year, we ended the year off with $37,000 in sales.
Okay, wait a minute. Say that
Amazing.
again. From what to what?
I went from 3,300 to 37,000.
Okay, how many of us could do that?
Not me.
Wish I could.
Me too. I got to find out another business.
So the next school year, this is 2022 to 2023.
Okay.
We ended the school year with our goal was 50,000. Okay, we can possibly make that. We did, 37 the year before. We ended with 58,000.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're getting it. Okay. Well, last school year in the spring we were able to have TAP. My school
Okay.
bucks was
Gotcha.
did TAP.
Game changer.
So
Yes.
our goal
Game
was
changer.
okay, we can do 75,000. Let that be our goal. We ended the school year last year with over 89,000 in sales.
Wow.
Now this school year sky is the
Okay,
limit.
we got to do a drum roll for this because I was there for that. Come on,
Yes,
Stephanie,
you
tell
were.
us, what is it?
Okay, this school year we're like, okay, we're gonna do 100,000. Clear Creek set the bar high when I went and I modeled my store after them. They were a great role model, and I was like, they've done this, we can do this too. So this school year, right now,
Yes.
as of yesterday's sales, we are at $118,480 in sales.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
So that makes it
That's amazing.
basically 4.5, almost 5 years. We've made $306,948 in sales.
Wow.
My gosh.
Incredible.
Yes.
And this is all
awesome.
student led.
There you go. Keep
All
tying it back to
student-led.
that.
Oh, absolutely.
The students run the store. I've been able to, observe both of the stores in action. It's student led. They're doing the stocking. They're doing the cash register. They're doing the customer service. They're welcoming everyone as they walk through the door. That's very important.
Yes.
To make sure that your customers are feeling invited and all that
Yes.
stuff. Those are like fundamental soft skills that are just super important when you go to the real world and you're applying for any other retail business.
That's right.
They need to have that little extra that puts them over the edge to make them really employable. And all of those things are being taught in their classes. And I just think it's incredible to witness yourself.
Yes.
It's amazing to see them in action.
They have
When-
ownership of the store.
There you go. That's
They feel
it.
pride.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's their store.
I remember when you sent the email and I was like, okay, wait a minute. Am I reading this correctly? And I asked Adelina, who of course is a Hastings grad. She's like, of course they do. It's Hastings, right? And I said, 100,000, like that's nothing to scoff at. And again, as you said,
Yeah.
it's student led. And of course, again, I've been in 2 other districts and they may have had something small, but to see something like that and to see, as you said, the kids are taking ownership and there's pride when so many things, outside forces that we really can't control. But these babies, and I hate to call them that, but of course, I'm pretty sure you do, that they come into these schools with a whole host of whatever is going on at home, but then they come in and then I could
They're
just
able
imagine.
they're able to clock in.
That's right. Clock
We're here to
in
work.
and then just to see that and then knowing that they can then take those skills, as you said, to transition into life after high school is so important. So we have this, of course, business that's been around for quite some time, but then we have a new one somewhat, right? So let's talk about what do we have going on at Elsik?
Well, first of all, we definitely need to give Stephanie a lot of credit.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
I don't think that people really understand what she has done in 4 years. As a person who actually has a real business outside, what she's done in 4 years
Yes.
is absolutely amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
And plug, she needs a stipend. Okay?
Hey,
I'm totally honest
listen,
with that.
who's listening?
Keep it
Everybody.
real.
Okay,
She
that's
needs a
right.
stipend
I
because
agree.
Bringing that type of income into the district, people don't understand what that money does is that
Right.
money helps other programs.
Okay.
So it's not like that money is going into her pocket or going into the student's pocket. That money is going to help other programs within the district. So she's
Wonderful.
not only touching just her part of students, what she's
touching
doing.
other things.
She's touching everything.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
I believe that that's very important, especially how they try to, like I said, I don't believe people are really putting education where it's supposed to be.
Absolutely.
And I think when you
100%.
start putting money where it's supposed to be, then I think you're going to see the positives of going.
That's
so
right.
I just
Yes.
wanted to make sure that we acknowledge how special
Yes.
what she has done over
Absolutely.
those years. I think I've been here, this is my 4th year. And I think we came here and let's just be honest, it was hard getting it off the ground
Yeah.
at Elsik. We had some challenges and Stephanie was great, showed me everything that she was doing and we tried to emulate that, but it was difficult because positioning and marketing
Sure.
and being where she is, she's in a great location.
Right.
And, doing those numbers were absolutely amazing. So I look at it like I think maybe last year might have been the year where we're kind of able to do something. We're upstairs, we're in a library. I mean, the traffic we were getting it wasn't good at all. It really wasn't that good. And, we barely made anything. So this year, I can be totally honest with you, I was not looking forward to doing it.
Yeah.
And I got a phone call from Jennifer. I got a phone call from Erica. And it was in the end of the summer. And I was like, oh, this is my opportunity to tell them, hey, y'all can find somebody else to do
Yeah.
it.
when the two bosses call, you got to
I
answer.
said, hey, okay. All right. So they said, come up to the school. So I was like, go up to the school. So I told my wife, I said, yeah, I'm fixing to go up and tell them I'm not doing the store this year. And so I walked in and Jennifer and Eric were like, hey, we got a new principal, Mr. Bailey, and he's going to give you this spot. And the spot is dead central
Yes.
in the school.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
yeah.
between the north and the south cafeteria. It's where the
That makes such a huge difference.
It is.
So the high traffic areas, right?
I'm telling you, location,
It matters.
location.
That's right. That's
it
right.
matters. And Bailey was just so, I know he was a breath of fresh air, not only for me, but a breath of fresh air for Jennifer as well, because this is her vision.
Yeah.
I know it's her vision, and I jumped right on board and started putting my little 2 cents in. So I think I kind of inspired her a little bit. Then she brought Miss Erica on, who is like my, the little Tinkerbell.
Yes. I can see that. Yes, I won't be able to see it.
I didn't bring my dust today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Erica, I need this. Okay, Darrell, you got it. Erica, okay, Darrell, you got it. Sometimes I was like, I'm not going to ask because I might start asking for too much.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Worst they can do is say no.
That's right.
That's all they can
Always
do is say
try.
no.
That's right.
So we took the grad center. We have pictures. I think we're going to work on something where we can show that. How do we collect? We took the grad center and basically took a room full of computers, full of books, kind of like, you say whatever you want to say how it looks, and we just transformed it.
Yes,
and
you did.
We did some kind of soft openings kind of in the fall because I wanted it to be, I felt like I disappointed the kids so much the last couple of years because we said we're going to do this and it never got done. Okay. And I always took ownership of that. Sure. Because I didn't want the kids, feeling the school had done something. So, so this year we got everything done. We kind of opened really hard in January. Mm-hmm. So really we've kind of just been open really just this half semester. So we did a grand opening, and the last I checked, because I did a little check before I came over here. And so for our half year, we're sitting right now probably at about 12,500, 600.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. You're not
net
even open all
sales.
day, right?
And we're not open all day.
Okay.
And that's a huge deal.
Yes,
That's
it is.
like open all day and he's doing
all
great.
day. And and like I said, it's not a competition. Because we're going to talk about it is an inspiration because I see what she's doing and I look at us being a team. And that's what I love working. Like Steph, I would call her all the time. What da, 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 da. She would tell me, and I know she was busy, and I was nowhere on the same level that she was. Sure. But she still took the time out to tell me. So everything that I'm doing now is based on what she told me those 2 years prior. Yeah. So I don't have to call her every day. Right. I kind of have an idea of what I'm doing.
But it's about the kids though, right?
It's all about the kids.
It's all about the kids and collaboration. And I think that's an example for them, right?
Yes.
Even I don't think that anyone will look at it and say, okay, well, Hastings does this, but Elsik just does that. No. It's about what are we doing? What are you all doing to help these children? It's a group effort. And I think that's important for our audience to know. It's important for, of course, our kids to hear, which I know that, you all are really just kind of, pushing and pouring into the kids, which, I want to segue into that as well. I think about like life lessons, right? And if we could close our eyes off for a second and think about like a life lesson that you learned in high school from someone. I mention all the time my old high school principal, Dr. Melvin Gedwood, who would always pour into me like, hey, Kristyn, listen, that mouth is going to get you like some places, girlfriend. I'm like, okay. And so I call him like, oh, yeah.
And here you are.
I'm like, I'm teaching president, baby. Like, I can do it, that type of thing. So I think about the life lessons that you all are so blessed to pour into these kids every day. But let's also talk about there's some lessons that they pour into you as well, because you're interacting with them so much. How do you feel about that? You're going to make him
cry.
I know. Well, listen, and I was there at that opening, and anybody who was there can attest to that, is that,
now, there's certain things we just don't need to talk about.
Okay, you don't want to talk about? Okay, we'll save that for another podcast. How about that? We'll do that.
No, the kids really do. You can tell they appreciate their teachers just as much as the teachers appreciate their work in the classroom. I want to use like the expression viral. Like it just kind of spreads like wildfire. They feed off of the energy of their instructors and it spreads. They have so much energy and enthusiasm to run the store. Yes. They really do take pride in their work and things have been going just so well. Especially with the Ram stop. Yes. That was probably one of the most fun project that I've done all year. I'm brand new to this position. So this was put on my lap right in June, my first real project. And our director, Ms. Jennifer, she said, yeah, do what you want with it. Make it great. Yes, ma'am. We
all like directors like that, right? Oh, yes. Like, just let me go. Let me what do the kids say? Let me cook, right?
So I really,
let them cook.
We really had the creative freedom to just make the store amazing. It's been extremely impactful. Both campuses have been incredible. So I wore red today to bring awareness to the Taylor store that is coming. fall 2025.
All right.
That's right.
Miss Williams, Miss Williams and I will be working on that over the summer.
Wonderful.
Miss Laura Amari, she'll be the one leading that store. So we have a location similar to Mr. Hawkins. Remember, location
That's
is
right.
important.
Yes.
So we're going to be working on that this summer to bring this energy to Taylor High School as well.
I love that. So speaking of that, we have some amazing items here. So we're going to start with, let's start with Elsik. What do we have?
Oh, well, I knew that Steph was going to bring all the goodies to eat.
That's
right?
okay. That's all right.
So we have to promote the name of our store.
Yes, promote.
Which is the Ram Stop. Okay.
Yay.
And and then she'll go all over the goodies. But this is for you, young lady.
Oh, yeah.
So you can go
Finally
ahead
get to
and
wear
put your shirt on and everything. So I know you have to split because you're going to have Taylor, you're going to have Hastings. You're gonna
Listen,
have,
so somebody needs to
gotta
come up with like a shirt with all three of them. I need a whole bunch of stuff,
I
right?
got you. You need to do a collab.
Oh, we do? Okay, let's get
do
ready.
that,
I'm excited
so.
about that. Thank you. So
Yeah.
tell us, what can we find in the Ram store? And then we're going to go on to Stephanie. What do we have?
Well, we got all the non-nutritional goods that we can sell.
That's okay.
Okay, I'll let her talk about the ones that are the hot sellers because everything that's hot over there with us is hot with us. But next year, we're really going to start getting to more in our merchandise
Perfect.
and start selling. There's some things that are working in the back channels to where we can possibly be able to do things for all of the programs that we have. And our students will be working on that as well. Stephanie does it over in her store. Like I said, copycatting what's good works. And so we're going to be able to also manufacture and produce some of the products that we do and try to make actually, money is the big thing. Producing more money and saving more money within the school. Like, this is a real business.
That's right.
I really want to get that message across. It is a real business. These kids will be able to put this on the resume.
That's right.
Going into colleges, getting jobs or whatever they want to do. When they can talk about, like you said, they do inventory. Like our kids, literally, I sit back and watch, and I got that. I mean, I've always been hands off. Once I teach you, I'm letting you go.
Okay.
And I know Stephanie does it as well. And I sit back and I say, do it. Deal with it. And that deals with everything that's positive, negative.
Okay.
And you see the kids grow. When they come into your classroom, and this generation, they don't like to talk.
Yeah.
They do not like to talk.
Why? What happened?
Well, you know what it is.
It's not through text.
That's true
They
too.
don't like to talk.
Yeah.
And so I know I'm a little bit more forceful, and I push them out there. I said, get out there and talk. Get out. I'll put them in uncomfortable positions. So you're either going to swim or you're going to drown.
Yeah.
And I'd rather them drown in here.
Right, than drown.
Because this is not going to cost them money, a house, or job.
That's right.
So drown in here so I can teach you how to swim.
Yeah.
And now that you know how to swim, you're going to be able to survive out there.
And before we go to Steph, I want to say this. When we came to your ribbon cutting, I remember there was one particular young lady. I think she was like the little MC. And I could tell she was super quiet and shy. May have had a little bit of speaking anxiety. But I remember you whispered something to her like, hey, you got this. It's okay. Because she may have stumbled on a word or two. And then after, you could see that confidence build up. We were excited because she was like, hi, my name is such and such. And then you could tell she started to, he just talked to her. Whatever he said, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then she started to stand up a little bit straighter. You can tell that she was like, okay, I know that I can do this. And I love to see that because, again, yes, we understand it's a business, but I think about those life lessons that this young lady, you don't know whether someone had poured that into her or not, or if there was a reason why she was more of a reserved individual. But I love to be able to just kind of sit back and experience those things because as a person that naturally talks a lot, I don't know what that's like.
Can I add one point to that?
Yes, sir.
She was not supposed to be emceeing that day.
Oh.
The person who was supposed to be emceeing was out.
Okay.
So I pulled her that day.
Well, you couldn't tell.
And gave it to her.
Couldn't tell.
And I told her, I'll go ahead and tell you what I told her. I said, look, there's something in you that I see in you every day. I said, show everybody what you are.
And she did.
And she did. I was so proud of her.
And even when she's like, I said, you did so good. She's like, yeah. I said, girl, yeah, you did that. She's like, thank you so much. Come back and see us again. I was like, yes, to see that. And even when we were there, when you guys had the celebratory, you had your balloons and all those things, you could just really see the happiness in your kids. So when we talk about some stuff, we got the Ram store. What do we have over there at Hastings?
Well, before I talk about our products,
yes, ma'am.
My students, they know how proud of them I
Yeah.
am. They know how much I love and I care for them and how much I value them. Every period brings something different. So I have classes 1st through 5th that take care of the store.
Okay.
From my openers in the first period, I have a person, 2 people that actually open the store. They start brewing the coffee because I have free coffee available for all staff.
Listen, this is a godsend, obviously.
Yes, because we need some coffee.
Yes.
So they're constantly brewing the coffee. One pot gets empty, they know to brew a next pot.
Great.
They know to fill up in the next basket of 2 of our most popular items to have that in backup because we're constantly switching out the shelves. I don't have to tell them. And then you have the second period class where we may have an ice cream delivery. They know to talk with the delivery guy and check off the inventory of what comes in, know where it goes in the deep freeze, and then they bring me the sign, the form to sign.
Right.
I don't have to deal with the delivery; they deal with it.
Right.
Wow.
Okay. When it comes to other delivery, they know to receive the shipment, where it goes, how to unbox it, how to organize it. I don't have to tell them.
Wow.
Initiative.
Yes. This is 1st through 4th, and then my 5th period class. They're dealing with the busiest rush.
Okay.
Yes.
Because of lunches.
Oh,
I
right.
mean, our store is constantly packed with people, and they know exactly how to run it, what happens, if there's an issue, and they take accountability. And they deal with, if there's customers in the store, you shouldn't be on your phone, and that goes with real life.
Right.
Yes, true. Yes,
You shouldn't
absolutely.
be on your phone in a job.
That's right.
And it's amazing how much of these just life experiences that they're learning just from being in the store. Yes. And they've actually taken this, and it's wonderful to hear from students who go for a job. I just had a student. I'm going to say his name is Diego.
There you go.
And he was telling me that he was going to go for a job interview, and he was nervous. And I said, just talk about what you do in the store.
That's it.
I love that.
He got the job.
All right. I know that's right.
That's it.
Yes.
These skills, they see how valuable it is.
That's right.
And then I have amazing 6-period staff aides. And so I run the report at the end of the shift, and they go ahead and they take that report and they refill the entire store and restock it for the next day.
I love that.
I cannot do any of this.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's them 100%.
Yes.
I want to touch on something she just said about the cell phone thing.
Okay.
In all districts, cell phones are like a huge obstacle.
Yes.
But to watch her students, and even in Mr. Hawkins' class, the way they are so cooperative and putting their phones away the second they walk through the door, they don't have an issue unplugging from technology, not one bit.
I love that.
They are excited to go to work. Wow. The cell phones, no problem. Because I have many other programs that I'm over, and I can walk into a class or I'm talking to teachers in other programs. The cell phones, steadily, they won't put their phones away. They won't put their phones. But in these classes, these type of CTE courses that have the students so engaged that they forget that they even have a cell phone, those are the most impactful classes that these kids can be taking. And on top of just preparing them for work and being able to be responsible enough to stay off of their phone, learning these soft skills that they're talking about, being able to communicate without text.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those fundamental skills, like I said earlier, they just really put our kids way more ahead of the game, making them so much more employable than any other student or teenager their age. It just really makes a huge difference across all of our departments. When our students are going and applying for jobs, we have employers come back all the time. We have a signing day here at CTE.
Yes, yes.
And they reach out to us all the time. And they say, oh my God, your kids are just so prepared. They're so prepared for this job, whatever it may be. And we really appreciate hearing comments like that, because that just lets us know that we're really doing what we're putting our heart into.
Yes.
And it's making an actual difference
It is.
in their futures.
It is. And that's so important. So what do we have?
Products.
I'm excited.
There we go.
Oh, products.
So, I had to bring some goodies.
Yeah.
I know Darrell, he knew I was going to do it anyways.
I knew it.
Yep. Okay, so in my basket, first of all, we're always bringing out more merchandise.
Yes.
That's one of the key things is you want to not just have just consumables, but you want to have merchandise that's available to students, is available to staff. It's also available to all over the district.
Yes.
I actually just had a teacher from Smith Elementary come in yesterday, and she bought 3 shirts.
I love that.
So just to have that impact with the community,
Yes.
it's amazing. I had somebody come in from maintenance yesterday, nutrition, and he was looking for a hat.
See, I love that.
And the news is spreading, and that's just awesome. So we have one of our brand new shirts for an A-Leaf shirt.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So got this.
Love that.
We actually have, I believe, 3 A-Leaf shirts.
Okay, great.
In our store. And we have an amazing relationship with our vendor. A lot of our shirts, majority of our shirts are screen printed.
Okay.
Which means it's done through an outside vendor.
Okay.
And he's amazing. Niha's been doing this with me since I started the store. He's just been super accommodating. It's been wonderful. But recently, we've actually started to make our own merchandise in store.
Okay.
And that is huge with these kids because,
Yes.
again, it makes them proud.
Yes.
Proudful of our merchandise.
Yes.
So now
So
they're
I'm
on the
actually
production side.
wearing.
I love that.
We have white polos. I wore gray today, but this logo was actually designed in store, and it was we order the prints. I pick up the shirts, and then my students are pressing these designs on the shirts, and they're being sold in store.
I love
So
that.
the fact that they're actually it's student made.
Yes,
That's
literally.
awesome.
That's
Yes.
amazing.
So we have the shirt for you,
Yay!
Kristyn. Okay.
little too
Also
small
for
for me.
you.
I think you can wear it.
Sorry, Darrell.
We'll share.
One of our newest merchandise it's called a direct to film print sticker.
Okay.
And it's a decal sticker. It's a permanent sticker. And I actually include instructions in here on how to apply it. And you can put these stickers on cups. You can put them on vehicles because they're
I love that.
waterproof.
Oh, wow.
And actually to take it off, you have to it takes off by pieces. It's out how good it is. It's a permanent sticker. And this is actually one of our most popular shirt designs. And it says A-Leaf, and it has every single school in A-Leaf, except for CTE Center. Sorry, I'm still living that down.
We'll forgive you.
I know, I'm sorry. But it has every school in A-Leaf that basically spells out the word A-Leaf.
I love
great.
that.
And so that is for you
Very
as well.
cool.
Yay.
But let's talk about the goodies.
Let's
the
talk
snacks.
about 'em.
So like Darrell said, every single snack that we sell in store, every dollar that we've made from snacks comes from all of our nutritionally compliant products.
Okay, great.
It goes through the Smart Snack Calculator. My students say, well, why can't we sell that? You know what? You want to sell it? Let's go ahead. And I want you to put it through the Smart Snack Calculator. If it says compliant, sure, let's sell it.
Yes.
Great idea. But if it says non-compliant, now
Then
you
we
know
can't.
why we can't.
Yes.
And that shows, okay, that teaches them
Yes,
what we can
it
sell,
does.
what we can't.
It does.
So we have popcorn.
Ooh,
we have 3
yay.
different types of popcorn. These are our most popular chips. These kids love their hot chips. These
They
are Flamas.
do.
We go through, I would say, about at least 50 of these bags every day. Yes, we have good old fruit stacks,
Yes.
Rice Krispie treat, but let's talk about the cookies.
Let's talk about it.
Oh, these cookies. Okay, so we sell 4 different kinds of cookies in
Seems
my
so
store.
dangerous.
You ain't
Okay,
lying.
this is my personal
to sample
favorite.
these,
This
right?
is a triple chocolate cookie. If you have a chocolate,
Don't
okay,
do it.
it's a chocolate cookie. It's from Hershey's too. Compliant.
Ooh.
Okay,
Wow.
and it's a chocolate cookie. Has Hershey chocolate chips and it's fudge in the middle.
Oh, God.
Warm this up in the microwave for like 5 seconds. Oh,
I'm doing it
good.
today.
Sit down, sit down.
Oh, so it's super soft.
And you give it back, okay?
But
I'll share it. I'll share it today.
we also have a huge variety of drinks. This is our most popular drink,
yeah.
strawberry
Kiwi strawberry.
Yep.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one.
We have apple juice. It's all different kinds of
Yeah.
drinks. But let's talk about this golden ticket right here.
I see it.
That is trouble.
Oh, y'all.
Okay.
$250 in sales every day in this cookie right here.
Wow.
Really?
This is red velvet cookie. And my students, they will come in on a Friday. I've seen students that say, how many do you have in that basket? 14. Okay, I'll take them all.
Wow.
To make it through the weekend.
Wow.
Okay.
Yes.
So this means I need to walk down the street every day. I've got to walk with my teammates, and we're going to have to come and get that along with a cup of coffee in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I have students begging me, where did you get those from? And I'm like, I can't say it.
And listen, and when they run out, I'm coming over to Elsik. Let me see what y'all got over there.
you go.
right?
Well, I'm gonna tell you something right now. We were getting like 3 cases a week,
Really?
and now we're up to 7.
Because they're just so popular.
They come like he's telling the truth. They come in and I see kids walk out there like it's like a Big Mac. They've got like 7 or 8 in their hands.
Yeah.
Now there's one thing. And I'm telling you, you can't bring it in here because it would melt. The ice cream.
Especially right now because it's getting hot.
Oh,
So
yeah.
We sell ice cream, and I'm telling you, the ice cream sandwiches, the cookies and cream, the cones,
Yeah.
The strawberry scooters.
just
Those strawberry
The blue
scooters.
raspberry.
Oh, yep. The sour blue raspberries.
Look,
Yep.
I'm
getting
telling
hungry.
You,
I know. I was like, I have had
Time out.
nothing but like
I'm
dreams
telling-
this morning.
If you took the wrapping paper off a Bluebell vanilla ice cream
Okay,
sandwich
got it.
and the wrapping paper off the one we saw,
Okay.
and you ate it,
You couldn't tell the difference.
I promise you,
Really?
you couldn't tell the difference.
But
Okay.
it's smart snacks.
It's a
Really?
smart- it
Okay,
meets
wait a
all
minute.
the
So there's no
nutrition.
push-ups like back in my day. I'm dating
Oh,
myself.
yeah, I know.
No push-ups, no,
No
creamsicles, no nothing.
push-ups. No,
Jello
they
pudding pops don't even
just
make
like
those
that,
anymore.
like the hot stuff.
Yeah.
They love sour.
Really?
The cherry and blueberry sour. They're like, but
And there's been so many products where we're like, oh, this is going to sell. And then,
And then it didn't.
It doesn't.
it doesn't.
But that's why you get a box. You see it if it sells. If it doesn't, oh, well, you live and learn.
I love that.
And the kids are really great at recommending certain things, like,
Okay.
oh, yeah, we ought to try this, because they're around their peers.
So they know
what's
what they
in,
like,
know
yeah.
yeah. So they really help out with bringing products to the shelves as well. And then can we talk about our collaboration with the A-Leaf store
Oh,
for
Billy.
a second?
yeah, oh,
Go
Billy.
ahead.
Okay, that's
Yes.
A-Leaf grad, correct?
Yes,
All
he's
right.
graduated from
Yes.
Elsik, but
Yes.
he's still a good guy in my book.
Yes.
Why y'all hate on my
Sorry,
people?
I
It's
know.
all right. It's all right. So Billy, he is wonderful.
Yeah.
He has always been a huge supporter of just the community. He had a brick and mortar.
Yes.
And he unfortunately had to take that off he put that on the back burner. I think he's actually hoping to get one again soon,
Yes.
which is wonderful. But he's doing pop-ups all over the district. And Corey Brotherton, a Hastings basketball coach at Hastings, and he actually introduced him to me.
Okay.
And he got us connected. And since then, he's been a go-to guy. But the collaboration of what you're talking about is in the Hastings store. We actually have A-Leaf merchandise for sale.
Really?
And it's actually cheaper to come through the Hastings store than it is to go through Billy.
Oh, okay. So that's what we'll have to do. I love
Yes.
that. So as I bring this to a close, I feel like we could just sit here all day, which is
absolutely.
great because we're going to come back. And the next time we're going to have some of your kids here because we
Yes.
want to hear their point of view, right?
Yes.
So I want to thank you all so much for coming, Erica and Darrell and Stephanie. I'm so excited. I'm going to take all these treats. I'm actually going to share some. So it's
Thank
all
you.
good. It's all good. And so, I actually was going to close by asking you guys to do a pitch to our community about why they need to come to A-Leaf. But you know what? You've already done it. You've talked about what's important, about what's great about our school district, basically through everything that you're sharing with our kids. So, we're so thankful. I know we have about 2 more weeks left with the stores opening. So make sure everybody you come and you just visit it. So again, I want to thank you guys for coming out to ImpactED. Thank you all for turning into our show today. We're so excited that you continue to tune in every single time. Make sure you to follow us on our website, www.aleafisd.net. Enrollment is on now. So make sure you are enrolling your students at A-Leaf ISD so they can get this experience that we have here. Follow us on social media, on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
This has been an AMP production.